Okay, my name is Daniel Hayes. The time is... it's 4:30 in the afternoon. In approximately 10 hours I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do what's called an iron butt. I'm going to ride from here just before Sydney, turn around and come home within a 24-hour window and do 1,000 miles or 1,600 kilometres, and I'm going to do it on this. This is a hardtail chopper. This will probably be the hardest ride I've ever done in my life. I'm genuinely nervous about this ride. Will the bike hold up? I'm about to take it to Geelong Harley Davidson. They're going to go over it, just check the oil, just make sure everything's bolted on tight. This bike is not very fast. It only does about 120, 130 k's an hour. The speed limit is about 100 to 110. To try and do 1,600 kilometres in 24 hours, it's going to be really tight. I reckon I could be able to do it in 22 hours. That's virtually riding non-stop. Got to take into account there's going to be towns. You've got to slow down to 60, down to 40, down to 80. There's a lot of variables here. So to try and do an iron butt on this is going to be difficult. But you know what? Let's just have a look at what an actual iron butt is, because it actually isn't an iron butt. People use the word iron butt wrongly. Let's Google it. So the word iron butt really means it's safe long distance motorbike riding, and there is a Iron Butt Association of Australia. I'm just on their website and I'm just reading about it and rides and rules. So there's different names. So there's a thing called a saddle saw, which is 1,000 miles in less than 24 hours. That's what I'm going to do. So that's like the entry level one. So I'm going to do what's called the saddle saw, 1,000. Then there's then there's something else called the bun burner, 1,500 miles in less than 36 hours. Then there's the saddle saw, 1,600 kilometre, so 1,600 kilometres. Anyway, there's all different ones, but so yeah, I guess I am doing an iron butt ride, but it's called the saddle saw 1,000, and that's 1,000 miles in less than 24 hours on a motorbike. But I'm doing it on a difficult motorbike because I like pain and I like to pay my chiropractor at the end of it. A couple of personal rules that I always like to have is the number one rule is do not die. If you die, it's you don't get to complete it, and it's not good. It's going to be bad. Number two is, well, there isn't number two. You don't die and you finish it. You complete it. I've got 24 hours to do it. So number two is I hope the bike doesn't blow up or I don't have a mechanical malfunction. And number three is not to, I guess, don't get injured. Like I'm going to be on the bike a long time, and this is an old bike. But this is what I live for. This is going to be tough. I like to be in pain. I like physical pain. I like it to hurt. I like it to be dangerous, and I like to do stuff that people say I can't do that. But you know what? You just make it happen. So yeah, I'm proving to myself that I can ride long distance, even though I've proved that over and over. But let's do it on a chopper, on a rigid chopper, Harley Davidson. So not a very good start. The GoPro just snapped off. I'm holding it. It's broken off from its mount. Shit! I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna have to get a new GoPro. I mean, I've got about 20 GoPros, but I've got to get another one. Shit! Bought the bike in for surgery.
Surgery or service?
No, which is I'd like you to cast your your prowess eye over it for safety, because you know what I'm about to do.
There's no safety with a pan head.
How's that look?
Good.
I've probably only done 1,000 Ks on it. Your view, I'm going to do 1,600 Ks in 24 hours. Now, you built this bike, yeah?
Yep.
Because people know nothing about this bike. Just while you're working away, tell us a bit about it. Because the motor's fairly modern, isn't it?
It's an S&S pan.
It's an S&S pan. So it's about a 2005 motor?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
We'll just make shit up.
Yeah, I can't. I can't make shit up.
Well, what year would it be then?
I think I bought it in about 2009.
So the motor's only 12 or 13 years old?
Yeah.
But you built all this chrome stuff, all these long lines and stuff?
Everything. The fuel tank.
Fuel tank?
That was all made as a tribute to Indian Larry. That's actually an Indian Larry fuel cap. You wouldn't let me keep it, bastard.
It's an Indian Larry fuel cap.
You know who Indian Larry is?
You did explain it once. We'll go close, won't it?
The speed you'd be riding that, mate, it'll probably be right.
Yep. So, this is a chopper.
This is a chopper.
It's a rigid chopper.
It's a rigid chopper.
And the reasons it's rigid, it's got no rear suspension.
Correct.
And we basically have to use the tyre as suspension, correct?
Well, you don't ever own up to that, but yeah.
So you let it down to what, 20 psi something?
Oh, 15. You carting any luggage? You put anything on the back of it?
Nah, just extra fuel.
You won't need fuel going up the Hume because there's stops everywhere.
But this hasn't even got a speedometer on it. I don't even know how many Ks I'm doing.
It's got a speedo?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Of course it works.
The speedo works, but I can't. You know when you can set your kilometres?
You still haven't worked out how to put a bike in neutral, Danny.
Hey?
You still haven't worked out how to put a bike into neutral.
Oh, that's your job. So I guess this is just a quick safety check.
I don't know what it is, Danny.
Well, I just want to make sure that the wheels don't come off and the motor doesn't blow up. That's the two things.
What have you done to the neutral light on it?
No, it just stopped working. Like the odometer stopped working.
So, if you want to know whether the bike can be made reliable, the answer is no.
You can't.
It's a chopper. You pays your money, you take your chances.
Yep, I understand
There's
that.
1,000 things that could go wrong with it, and it's possible that none of them will, and you'll be just fine. But you're not going to know this stuff. I'll put up on the bench, we'll have a look.
Where you going?
I'm going to do Sydney and back, 1,600 kilometres within 24 hours. Do you think I'll be able to do it on that bike? Do you think it'll make it? That's the question.
The bike will make it. Will you make it?
Well, you don't think I'm tough?
Oh, you're tough, but how tough are you?
Mate, hey. I don't worry about the paint job.
Okay.
Do you think if I could pull this off, Colin, I'll be sore?
Sore?
Yeah.
You'll be fucking sore, alright?
Is there anything to worry about?
I don't know what it is yet. Nobody else has worked on this, Danny?
Nah.
Sure?
I
You
just
drop it into Road and River just to get a tyre or something?
Nah, I wouldn't let anyone touch it. Okay, we have a slight problem, and this is why you bring it.
Well, that's a non-Harley caliper. Look at it. It's a chopper, baby.
Yeah, bro, it's all good.
But it's what they call a sproter. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's a sproter, sprocket rotor.
What are you doing now?
I want to take some tension off the drive belt.
Right. Okay, the brakes are sticking on. Can you fix it?
Yeah. Well, this is a bit of a concern. And you can save me a fucking ton of fucking time if somebody else has worked on this. Like if you took it to Road and River and got a wheel put in it, or somewhere else, anybody else had the wheel in and out of it. You can just be really honest with me, and it'll save me a little big effort. So,
I swear to God, on my kids, no one's touched this bike, Colin.
righto. Well, then something's moved,
Yep.
because I'm not happy with that alignment.
But is it safe, Cole?
Oh, not like this, is it? It'll overheat.
And then what happens?
Your back wheel will lock up. And do you need me to tell you what'll happen then?
Oh, you'll probably crash.
Well, you'd leave a big long black mark down the road and to the scene of the accident. Chopper baby. All right, that's the top spacer.
The question is that everyone that I'm thinking is how important are brakes?
Well, they're not at all. Really. Now the wheel turns like it should, which rules out wheel bearings and it rules out primary damage and all of the nasty things. I wonder if the rims slid across on the bearings.
Maybe it's been rubbing hard on one side of the...
Well, it's getting to the point where it's going to do that. See, it's right over this side and not so bad there. See, it's so tight in there.
So I think we're taking the axle out and you can take the wheel off. What are you going to do, Cole?
I'm going to chisel some metal off it. And that, you just chisel a bit of metal off it.
So it'll take the pressure off the brake?
Well, hopefully. We just want to recenter the brake. At the moment, it's hard up against the...
Obviously, a lot of technical stuff's happening. We're in the brains of the area now. That was a spacer, yeah? You shaved off?
Panhead engines are not really designed to sit on 110 k's an hour at higher RPM, but Cole just reminded me it's got a 6-speed box in it, so hopefully if it'll got enough power to hold yourself there in 6th gear, it shouldn't be revving too high.
Do you think what I'm doing is possible to do it on this bike? Or do you think it's 50-50?
Oh, it'll be a pretty good testament to it, but I think it's possible.
Yeah.
This is a bit shitty in here.
A lot of high-tech stuff happening here at the moment. It's very tense. Like I've got to be on the road in, what is it, 5:30? Like 9 hours to do 1,600 kilometres on that. And it is in for what we call emergency surgery.
I've always wanted to be like a surgeon and stuff, but I would have a better looking nurse than you, I can guarantee you that.
Look how ugly Webby is.
Yeah, but at least he knows what he's doing. You don't even know what a screwdriver is.
Mate, does that moustache come in men's? Look at these guys, how good are they at Geelong Harley, hey? It's after hours, they're both here. Charging me $600 an hour, which I think's a bargain. Brake back on. We don't want it to rub.
See, it's such a prick of a design.
So we're just going to nip it to see if it still turns. Is that good?
Yeah, perfect.
We're feeling good. Are we feeling better? We more optimistic.
It'd be a lot better if you fucked off with that camera.
The moment I show excitement is I get shut down.
Yeah, Danny, hold that fucking torch.
It's so useful.
No, I'll hold it on myself so I can see myself.
Oh, well, we need to be able to fucking see what we're doing.
It was pretty hard to misunderstand it when I said, here, Danny, hold this. Did you hear? Oh, good. Here's an opportunity for me to put my head on the camera again.
No,
Did you hear that, Webby?
It's just going to check my biceps. Just going to check my biceps again.
Is that still hard to get in?
These weren't two different washes, were they?
Come on, baby. Come on, please.
Does that sound good to you?
Fucking perfect. The wheel wasn't turning, it was dragging before. That's why I had to get in there and find out what it was dragging on.
Is there anything I should do after, say, 200 Ks? Like, should I feel the brake or something? Or what should I be doing?
Yeah, you do about 200 Ks.
Yeah.
And then hop off the bike. It'll still be quite dark. It'll be about 4 o'clock in the morning at that point. Pull down your strides and hold your left testicle. Scream.
Okay, that's
That's all I wanted. Put the brakes on. Let them off.
So we're good.
We're very good.
Guys, how good? We're good to go. And then we're just going to check the oil and we're good to go. Webby, this front wheel, I just want to make sure it's not going to snap off. How do we check that? Look, you notice there's a bit of leakage here. Don't worry about that shit.
That's normal, mate. I'd be worried if that wasn't leaking.
Really?
I would.
Yeah. And there's a lot of oil down here.
Yeah, it's completely normal.
Completely normal. Now, I know. I remember when you guys sold it to me, you said, don't buy it if you expect it not to leak oil.
If it's not leaking oil, there's probably none in it.
Oh. That's a great theory I've just heard. Do you think I've got big biceps? Okay, that's the back done. Cole's happy with that. Very happy. Lucky Cole's working on it. Imagine if Webby was working on it. We'd be here for about 2 fucking weeks. Spare wire, don't worry about it.
Well, it's not spare, it's an indicator.
Nah, fuck the indicators. Okay, we're going to set the suspension up, and the way we do that is we just lower the tyre pressure. But as long as it's not going to overheat and blow out, yeah?
It's winter.
Yeah, it's going to be cold, and no doubt it'll be fucking raining, as usual. What is the tyre pressure?
28.
28. We're going to drop it, are we?
Yep.
Don't go lower than 20. I don't want to go lower than 20.
Why?
Be careful if it's not a...
Jesus Christ.
It's got a tube in it. Yeah, it's got a tube in it. Will it come off?
Jesus Christ. I feel so safe right now.
How's that feel? It's still rock hard, isn't it?
No, Cole, I'm not riding a tyre. I'm not riding a bike at 10 PSI, 1,600 kilometres. You're kidding.
See if we can squash it now. Hard, isn't it?
Just about take all the air out of that.
Yeah, so just about run it flat.
No, we're not doing that, Colin.
I'll put,
I'd like 22 in it.
it's got 16 in it. See how you go. It'll feel
Well,
fantastic.
it's not like I've got a fucking an air gun on me to just refill it when I feel like it.
Yeah, but you know where you buy that stuff that goes in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually have some sort
Well,
of...
how do I know if it's going good or bad?
Well, your tyre's going to end up behind you, or
Yeah.
it's going to be nice and comfortable. It'll be one of the two.
Oh, shit. It's pretty hard.
Your front's got 30 in it.
Yeah? We okay with that?
You'll need a new tyre when you get back.
Yeah, I know. So we're running what, 16 PSI or 17? 16 PSI in the rear. We've just adjusted shock absorbers. Do we need to do anything to check the front wheel that this doesn't snap off, Cole?
Yep. Oh, look at the shit that's coming out of here.
Yeah. Webby said that's normal.
All it is. And the rocker boxes have got loose.
So I guess things come loose on this because of the vibration, yeah?
Oh, just most of the vibration.
So we've found a few loose nuts in the rocker box, rocker cover, yeah?
Rocker box, rocker cover.
So you don't do it up too tight.
Well, it's a cork gasket. If you do it up too tight, you'll split it and it will leak.
Ah, right. Is this called running a wrench over a bike?
Yeah, this is sort of stuff I talk about when you've finished your ride, you know.
I've heard you say it.
Yeah.
Before you have a beer, people should run a...
Yeah, this one's loose. Preventative maintenance.
Because shit comes loose, yeah?
Yeah, well, it can. Especially on the old girls, they rattle and shake and jump around.
So this bike's a bit of a bitzer, isn't it? Yeah?
It's just a custom homemade bike.
Yeah.
Or a ICV, to be technically 100% correct. An individually constructed vehicle. Right, I'm reasonably confident that most of that burn up there on the frame is as a result of the oil coming out of this back rocker box,
Which you've just tightened.
which has just been nipped up as best I can. If the gasket's fucked, then it has to come off. All right.
What's this thing here? I just took the lid off it.
Well, why did you do that?
Well, I just want to have a look what's in it. It's pretty cool, isn't it? What is that? Look,
Oh, you're not meant to take the top off there.
why not?
Did it go back on right?
Yeah.
You take them off. That's where you hide your stash.
Just going to have a check out the air filter.
That you rode and didn't like.
That looks really good, Cole. How does that look to you?
Very beautiful.
Is it really? I thought it looked shit.
Well, no, it's right. It's working. Clean it
I
is.
think, oh yeah. That's good, yeah?
Fuck you.
Okay.
Turn it over backwards.
Cole was giving it a wipe over while it was, because we're keeping it real here, but he accidentally got the rag stuck in the, is that the primary?
Yeah, it is. Could have fucked it.
Awesome, good job.
It might still have fucked it. Might have bent something.
Absolute nothing but professionalism at Geelong Harley.
A little bit of
We got it out.
School, just hang on, we've got to get a bit more.
Oh, there's just a little bit more rag in there, Cole. Just getting this bit of rag out. Very. Perfect!
Oh, fuck.
What?
Push is better. It's getting hard to push, but it's good.
So good to go?
Oh. I want to just look the front.
Just checking out the front. How does it feel?
Good.
Good. It's just gonna put a spanner on the front wheel just to. This should be dead tight, yeah.
It will be. I just wanted to check.
Front wheel's going nowhere.
On that front wheel. Alright, it's good to go. It's
to go.
It's never going to be. You haven't got a mud guard, so you better hope like fuck it doesn't rain.
Oh, well, guaranteed it'll be pissing down.
Have you ridden it in the rain yet?
Yeah. Slippery. It's fucking dangerous. Nearly 2 hours he's worked on this. Okay, I'm leaving Geelong Harley. Colin has looked at my bike. He's put a spanner over just about everything. We've just topped up the oil. We fixed the rear brake. And Cole, do you think it'll make it there and back?
Yep.
You do. All right. Okay, helmet's back off. I've got a fuel problem. Just going to try and figure out what this.
A fuel problem?
What is the problem?
The problem's ain't got no gas in it. So it says reserve here. So does it mean it's on reserve when you can see reserve, or when you go that direction? That's what we haven't been able to work out. So let's go reserve. There's nothing coming out there.
Ah, right. I see.
Off, on. Nothing coming out. We'll go back to there and put some petrol in it.
Oh, and see if it pours out.
Yeah, as soon as it runs out, that's reserve.
Ah, right. Just putting some fuel in it because we ran out at the dealership. Can't get in.
Back on.
Sorry. How good are my biceps?
I put too much fucking fuel in it. Not going to learn anything. So let's
It's a bit of a conundrum.
Look at that. Bit of a cunt something.
Conundrum.
Conundrum. That's the word.
Conundrum means like a difficult problem to solve. It's
Fucking, it's not a camera you got in our fucking faces. That's off in the middle.
Okay, off in the middle.
Towards there, that's on. Petrol runs out. Hard in that way is reserve.
Okay, so if you start stuttering, you push it hard in.
Yes. That's on.
Yep.
Fuel on when you're riding down the road.
So far left is fuel on.
Okay, so,
As soon as fuel comes out.
yeah. It's not yet. Okay. One click.
Oh,
You went
shit,
two.
shit. Okay, that's off. Sorry about that.
Perfect. That reserve is now working perfectly. You'll be
Okay.
surprised. So I'll show you what you're gonna do.
So that's off now.
That's off.
And then if you want it on, it's this way and back that way. So in the middle is off.
Correct. Righto, now we've sold your fuel issue. I'm quite happy about that.
Yeah, won't click off.
I'm going riding, I've turned my fuel on.
So all the way
just turn it to here.
All the way on. Yep, that's on.
It's on.
Yep.
Leave it on the whole time. You
Yep.
never take it off on until you stop the bike
Yep.
and you want to leave the bike, then go back to off.
Yep.
Come out from having your hamburger.
Yeah. If you start to conk out, then we go to reserve, yeah?
If you start to conk out, all the way
All
around
the way
there,
around, got it.
And I reckon it's going to give you about another, possibly 50 kilometres.
Okay, it's okay.
But you can test that because you're going to have fuel on board with you.
So are we good to go now, you think?
Yep.
Yep, awesome. All right,
Well, that was well worth that little bit of extra time.
good to go. All right, let's go home, get some food, have about 4 hours sleep and hit the road. Okay, I'm back home. Seriously, Colin, I know he doesn't like anyone saying thanks to him, but just went over the bike, found the brake issue. That could have been really bad. And such a good guy. Thank you. I'm feeling nervous. I've just got home. It's 7 hours until I leave. I've got to eat. I've got to pack. I bought a kidney belt. Anyone that's ridden a rigid long haul knows that it's brutal riding. It's just it's painful. This ride does scare me a bit, particularly if it rains. The front tire's not great. I think just take your time, and 24 hours I've got to do it in, so it means I'll be awake. I think I could do it in around 20 hours. The only time I'm going to be stopping is to fill up. But again, I don't know how many litres the fuel tank holds, how many kilometres I can get. I don't have an odometer on the bike, so I'm just going to be having to use my maps, and I'll show you on the map. So this is the route I'm taking, which is about 800 k. Just so you know the route I'm heading from. I'm leaving from my house to a place called Berrima, which is just before Sydney. So we're heading to Sunbury, Seymour, Euroa, Benalla, so the Hume Highway to Albury, then to Tarcutta, Gundagai, Goulburn, Berrima. So Berrima is 818 kilometres away. Return takes me to 1636 kilometres is how many I should do. So Berrima and back is the destination. I should be on the road by 2:30 a.m. And home. If I'm anything before midnight tomorrow, I think I've done really well. But that's the route. There. And back. Non-stop riding just to fill up. No mucking around, no clever cinematography, no drone, no meeting up with anyone, just hardcore riding. It's going to be cold, probably going to rain, on a hardtail chopper. The Iron Butt. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up now, and I've got to fix my GoPro up, it's broken, and work out what clothing I'm gonna wear.